Thanks for checking out June's edition of Northern BC News for real estate investors. I'm as excited as ever for real estate investing in the region. We've just launched a brand new townhome product in Fort St. John. We also have some RSP eligible opportunities available for investors. We'll actually be having webinars for both of those events that you can check out in the description if you'd like. We're just fresh back from a trip to Fort St. John and Dawson Creek with a number of investors. For those of you that haven't had the chance to go up there yet, I would highly recommend it. We usually line up a very high caliber group of speakers. The mayor came for this trip. We had an economic development officer, city councilor, a number of very excellent speakers here that will really help you get to know the area and whether you would like to invest there. So a lot of things are going on in the region right now, and there was a fantastic article that just came out stating that LNG, or liquefied natural gas, is going to be driving BC GDP growth for the next 2 years. So I know a lot of the times that we like to think that LNG is something that's maybe 5, 10 years out before we really see the benefits. But what a lot of people don't know is that the drilling is happening right now. As we speak, this year, billions are being spent on that drilling. That's creating tons of jobs up in Northeast BC. And that's why we're already excited about it, and not just excited for the prospects far down the road. We're already seeing the impact of this drilling, in fact, in the Northeast. There were 484 wells drilled in 2012, 568 in 2013, and already in 2014, we're seeing a 26% increase in drilling this year over last. So the drilling is already accelerating. That's bringing a lot of people into the area, and those are our renters right now. Another interesting piece of news this month is that Westpac Midstream has applied for an export permit to actually ship gas from Delta. This gas will use an existing pipeline from the Northeast and will liquefy it and ship it from the Delta port. So this is one new LNG project that's on the books that will use Northeast BC's gas. So again, another fantastic piece of news for the province. Right. Word is on the street that Petronas is looking for a $10 to $15 billion financing for their deal. If they end up doing this deal, it would make it the largest financing in Canadian history. So again, that's going to give you an idea as to the scale of these projects that are going on in BC's coast. In addition to that, Petronas has opened up an office in Port Edward. This is right by Prince Rupert, where their plant will be located. This is a place where people from the community can come in, learn about the project, and get a little bit more involved. So Petronas is already, I've said the last few months, very far along the process, and I continue to believe they're right on target to make their final investment decision this December. In addition to that, TransCanada has been awarded a $1.9 billion contract to build a pipeline from Dawson Creek to Summit Lake. And then from Summit Lake, there's already another pipeline that will take it the rest of the way to the coast. This will feed the Chevron and Apache plant that's proposed for BC's coast. So this brings the total to over 4 pipelines worth over $12 billion in the books right now. So a lot of jobs will be created from those pipelines, especially in the terminal points, so around the Dawson Creek and Fort St. John area, and then all the way along, and then you have the other terminals there in Kitimat and Prince Rupert. So again, these aren't permanent jobs, but great shots in the arm for these areas and for real estate there. Another fantastic piece of news this month is that the government and AltaGas have signed a letter of intent to find more ways to use our natural gas domestically. So there's plans in the works to build an LNG plant actually directly in Dawson Creek, and this gas will then be used for a few things. Number one, it's going to be used for electricity generation in communities of the north, for space heating in those areas, and also for many of the communities that are even farther up north that are currently using diesel as a fuel. Well, they're looking at offsetting much of that with natural gas. So this is fantastic news for the area. It will create jobs in the area. And it's also fantastic news because we have a lot of natural gas, and it's wonderful to find ways to actually use it here locally and sustain local jobs, not just with the exports. And last but not least, Fort St. John had their Energy Expo about a month ago. One of the key speakers at that event, Bill Guazd, had this to say. He said, "Brace yourself, Fort St. John. You ain't seen nothing yet. Production is going to grow. Transportation is going to grow. You're going to need more people. You're going to need more of everything." I would certainly add real estate into that mix. Fort St. John in that area is already at a very low vacancy rate. And as these jobs move into the area, really, we are solving a problem as real estate investors, and this is really what's creating an opportunity for us, and we're creating homes for people to live in as well. So again, like I said, we have brand new townhomes available in Fort St. John and a number of other products as well. We'll have an RSP webinar here in the next couple weeks. Please check those out in the description below or in the email that I sent to you, and I look forward to seeing you again next month as always. If there's anything I can do to help, you know where to find me.